It's sprint race qualifying weekend at Monza. Welcome to the Pitwall, your stop for fantasy Formula One content. There are but mere hours between the end of free practice 1 and qualifying today when your teams will lock and you need last minute observations to make your team decisions. You've come to the right place. I'm J-Jack and let's go. The first thing you might be wanting to know is about how to use the sprint race qualifying point scoring to your advantage. And should you use a mega driver on someone like Verstappen this race weekend? We're going to look at how he performed at Silverstone. He got a sprint first place, that's 10 points. He got 2 points for beating his teammate. He got 1 point for finishing, and he got 1 point for sprint positions gain. That's because he qualified second, but then he was able to pass Hamilton during the sprint race and got pole position. So as you can see here though, that means that he only got 10, 12, 13, 14 points. As I've reported, I'll put the video link in the description below about sprint race qualifying. You should be able to get up to 16 points. So why did Verstappen only get 14 points last time during the sprint race qualifying? That's because he did not get fastest lap, which would give you plus 3 points. As it stands, Verstappen did not get the maximum 16 points at Silverstone, which means it would be very hard for him to get the maximum 16 points at this race weekend as well. What is the alternative if you're not using a mega driver on Max Verstappen during this race weekend? Is to save your mega driver for when he gets a power streak. A power streak is when he can get both qualifying streak and race streak at the exact same race weekend. You get plus 10 points for finishing the top 10 5 races in a row, and you get plus 5 points for finishing in the top 10 for qualifying 5 races in a row. And that means that if he's able to do well this race weekend, that means next week he would be eligible for plus 15 points. And that means that there's a higher statistical probability that he would get plus 15 points from doing his power streak than from getting plus 16 points during sprint race qualifying. That could swing you a couple of points, but it's all down to what are the odds. So you get to decide. Will you mega driver Max Verstappen this race weekend, or wait till next race weekend, or whenever you believe he'll get his power streak in the last 8 races of the season? Now for my thoughts of free practice 1. Mamma mia, mozzarella, what did we see there? The thing you got to realize is that there's going to be a lot of backing up of the pack during the qualifying sessions, so that can catch people out. Also, during free practice 1, you had people who got deleted times. So AWS predicts that the McLarens are going to be second and third fastest right behind Hamilton. Will that actually happen? Maybe not, but it goes to show that McLaren perhaps has a greater speed that was showcased in free practice 1 because of those deleted times. It looks like Verstappen and Perez are going to have some difficulty against the Mercedes because the Mercedes were lapping faster than both Red Bulls, but the Mercedes had medium tires on, whereas the Red Bulls had soft tires on. So that is quite intriguing. The last thing I'll say is if you are trying to decide between Norris, Leclerc, and Perez, man, it looks like because of AWS, Norris is probably still the one to turbo. Between Leclerc and Perez, they were actually lapping at pretty much the same time at the end of free practice session 1. But AWS says Leclerc would be 10th fastest, Perez would be 13th fastest, and Sainz would be 7th fastest. Man, maybe I'll just pick up Gasly. I think I might just pick up Gasly instead of Leclerc or Perez. Oh boy. Put your comments in this video. We'll debate together. It's only a couple hours, so I gotta put up this video as quickly as possible. You can like and subscribe for more content like this. And until next time, I'll see you on the pit wall.